Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dorks in Danger, the tabletop group where my friends and I play Dungeons and Dragons. Before we get started tonight, just want to let everyone know that if you want to see updates on Dorks in Danger like stuff when we're posting episodes or when we're taking breaks, as well as to see the wonderful art that a few of the players have made for this group, you can follow us on most social media sites by just looking up Dorks in Danger. If you're watching this on Twitch as we debut it, hello, it's wonderful to see you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hello, it's wonderful to see you too. Hope you all enjoy. Now, let's get started with
we
a little...
have a movie poster now.
don't tell them the secrets, bud. Shh. Sit back down.
Check the art.
Sit back down. You'll have to excuse young Bud. He's very excitable. Last time, you all had been continuing your fight through Cragmaw Castle. And you had a few incidences of your party being downed and picked back up as you pushed through the main entrance area into some sort of chapel. You're immediately attacked by yet another group of goblins, as you do. One of which was a cleric, as well as an odd worm-like creature that was strangely resistant to your attacks. Cutting your way through them, you took a moment to investigate the room and plan out your next steps. Your further investigations yielded some loot and potential discovery of an owlbear locked away in a tower to the south. Heading to the last room you hadn't explored yet, you set up for a breaching sort of entrance and started the combat with a massive whirl of attacks, which included Thava using a door as a shield and then a weapon, followed by biting a guy's throat out, as well as some pretty cool spell casting and some wonderful arrow shots. And you ended up failing a few enemies in less than a second or so. However, you discovered the unconscious body of Gundren on the floor at the feet of a massive bugbear wielding a rather ornate greatsword, the tip of which was embedded within the dwarf's chest. As you engaged in combat, he flew into a rage, finishing off Gundren and laying into your group. After a bit of heated combat and some rather unfortunate dice, you heard the wing beats of a dragon, which were followed by the wall of the keep exploding inward, knocking Niah out and revealing her to be a kitsune, and truly revealing that none of you are human or normal. The bugbear landed a very solid critical blow on the dragon, only to be eliminated with an immediate point-blank breath attack. After a short bit of intimidation and persuasion on the dragon, thanks to your paladin and sorcerer, you were given a few more moments to search the room, gather your friends, and leave. And carrying the unconscious body of a blink dog and the corpse of the dwarf that you had been seeking for over a week, you made your way back out of the keep, where we find you all heading towards, I would assume, the edge of the forest to get away from this castle.
Damn it, Trey.
I had to set the mood, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the mood. That's the fucking mood.
Yep. So, who's carrying Gundren's body?
I think I was last I remember.
As you guys make your way out of the castle, past the goblin corpses strewn about the area, and mix of hobgoblins and goblins, and you take a few moments to reflect on the events that happened. Niah, is there, how are you feeling in this moment?
Oh, absolutely devastated. Niah is absolutely silent.
You all see, as you come out of the castle area, the druid that had led you here sort of waves you down from the edge of the forest clearing and beckons you all towards him. And as you approach, he sort of fixes all of you in turn with a very concerned look, furrow to his brow, and looks at the body of the individual in Synas' arms, and lets out a bit of a long sigh. Well, I came back as soon as I heard the dragon was coming, but... Well, I'm sorry to see that things don't seem to have gone as planned.
Could you help heal some of us? We're in a bad state.
Yes, of course. I do have a bit more magic for today. Dear.
I presume you wouldn't happen to have anything for any kind of motions to Gundren.
I wish that I could, but that is... The dead are not my domain. And whichever one of you is hurt the most, which is Niah, I'm pretty sure.
1 out of 24?
1 out of 24. Yeah. Rhos looks at you.
1 HP. Come on.
You're missing 1 HP.
He
Man.
scuffed a knee.
Yeah.
I took a dragon breath, but it's fine and walked it off.
Impressive. Yeah, Rhos looking at you is gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on you. Niah.
Okay.
You get back 9 HP. Who else is lowest in your party?
I have 9.
I think Bolt would be, if that counts as the party.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah, both.
yeah.
Bolt is unconscious.
Bolt's
flopping around.
unconscious. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got thorns embedded in him. He's
I'm just picturing the Lethal Company's.
the fucking ragdoll of the body. No. Oh no.
Hey, that could be our party name.
No,
The
No.
Lethal Company.
Oh. Write that down. Write that down.
No. It's a bad joke, bad
Oh,
joke.
that is even worse. Knowing some things.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Rhos will then also do a cure wounds on Bud's dog, which I'm assuming Bud is holding the dog.
Yes, he is.
Which is, mostly
very
the size of you. So, Bolt gets back 7 HP.
Reyka immediately goes over to Bolt and apologizes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What happened again? I just remember you.
So, battle
Another arrow or
recap.
something?
Yeah, Reyka used Hail of Thorns, which is an AoE
That was it.
attack when it hits an enemy, and it happened to be right next to Bolt, who was on like 2 HP at the time, I think. So,
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I love learning about friendly fire on the fly.
Remember, everyone, friendly fire isn't.
Yeah.
And Reyka, you see the Blink Dog's long ears kind of flick, and his blue eyes open to look at you, and he goes, "Oh, nay, bother. Exciting." And his head just kind of slumps back against Bud, looking very bedraggled or beleaguered and tired.
Bedraggled.
Bedraggled. My bad. Not a word.
That
Is it a word?
That is a word. Yes.
Damn, I don't know.
Bedraggled means dirty and disheveled.
I don't know where that word came out of in my brain vocabulary, but
Disheveled is
yeah, also.
it's very similar.
Manifested it.
Once again, Dre's wonderful vocabulary displays itself.
Somehow, even though I then don't think it's a real word.
But Bud looks like he takes like a massive sigh of relief seeing Bolt stir, and kind of returns the gesture of like burying his head like in his fur or something.
And the Bolt just kind of slumps a bit seeming quite tired, but comforted in your presence.
That's fair. When Niah was healed, Niah would glance up at the druid, glance down, see the injuries closing, and then just kind of glance back up again. No, not saying a word.
And he just looks at you and does like the once over, nods a little bit and goes, "You're all very interesting, I must say. What is your plan then?"
Niah just kind of looks right side eyes Gundar's corpse.
I mean, this was our. Oh,
What is happening in your background?
Niah, are you?
Hurricane.
Are you
That
okay?
was
Are those the cats?
Get in there.
The
You're
cats.
That was your earlier dream.
Yeah.
I think this was our plan. To be honest with you.
Well,
The
If-
only other lead we have is back at the town. There was a cleric of some kind.
The Harbor.
Yeah,
well,
who might have connections with somebody, maybe, who can help us.
if you need any help, I can escort you at least to the edge of the forest.
I can't really think of anything right now. We need to rest.
We can't rest until we get him somewhere.
Where's there to go?
Back to town? I don't know. It's just a very time-sensitive thing.
Dre, how far away is the town from where we're at?
It is 2, 3, 6 hexes. So about 30 miles ish, a little bit less. If you were to push it, because it's like 11 a.m. 10, 11 a.m. If you guys were to push it and do a fast march until like
A new follower.
midnight, you would probably make it, but you might suffer a point of exhaustion from doing so. But you would be able to get back to Phandalin tonight. Because it would take about 8 hours of marching, and you've already marched for probably about 3 to 4 to this point, so...
I think it sounds worth it. Actually ending in a town that we just liberated. Hopefully nothing went terribly wrong while we were gone.
In the 4 days we were gone.
Yeah!
I feel very looked at right now, I don't know why.
I can't
I'm
imagine
looking
why.
right at you, DM.
No, I don't. Rydoth would nod a little bit and look up at the sky and sort of gesture off toward the south and go, "Well, we shouldn't waste any time then. Shall we? Perhaps if you know someone, they might be able to help your friend here."
Well, everyone else?
Well, every hour matters, so we should get moving.
Alright.
So as you guys set off,
I think Bud would probably say something about like how, you know, most of us don't have our spells. We're low on HP.
Yeah,
or
Niah is fully
health
spent
or whatever.
on all
And
abilities.
he's not happy with the decision. But yeah, He's very tired and very distraught.
I mean, that's valid. Considering. So where are we at now? How many people are for and how many people are against immediately marching out?
I mean, I've only got 9 hit points, but I wouldn't mind going.
It's only 9 hit points. What could possibly happen?
Right.
Even
I mean, we
well,
can.
slots remain.
A short rest wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could take a
Get some
short
hit
rest.
Points back. Yeah.
Niah would get all of her spells back.
Yeah.
All my abilities back.
All your
That's why.
features, yeah. Because Warlock.
Because Warlock.
So yeah, if you guys want to take a short rest, Rydoth would probably lead you away from the keep. And as you guys are leaving, you can see Venom Fang's wings sort of stretch out of the hole that he made in the side of the castle. And you see him sort of slink out and around the castle as if looking around, just patrolling. But you don't see anything beyond that as you vanish into the thickness of the woods once more. And find a moderately safe little copse of trees to settle down in for an hour or so. And you guys can go ahead and take a long rest, or short rest, and get your short rest on. Use some hit dice.
No take backsies. Long
Short
rest it is.
This is good. to know.
I mean, if
This
you
is
want to
gonna
stay
sound
here
awful,
for 8
but-
hours,
Did we check Gundren's body? I don't believe
none
we
of you
did
have
we?
checked over Gundren's body, no.
No, everything happened way too fast.
Yeah.
During, that's what I figured, but I couldn't remember 100%. Well, during the short rest, then, yeah, I'm gonna see if he's got anything on his person, like
Sure.
journal, a map, anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't need an investigation check for this because you have an hour to do it. Sit there and sort of pick over his body as respectfully as you can. He seems like he was shook down for most of anything that he had in his pockets. You do find in the inside pocket of his coat a folded up piece of parchment that is tied together with a little red string.
So as this is happening, Niah just kind of plops down somewhere, kind of a little bit secluded. Arms wrapped around her legs, face buried in her knees, clutching that little flask.
And Thava is probably sitting aside, kind of cleaning the new sword they got and kind of like pausing as they kind of like get to the end of the blade where there's like Gundren's blood on it, and just gonna slowly cleans it off.
Synas, do you open the note
Yeah.
to read it?
Yeah, why not? This is either gonna make things even more depressing, or it could help.
Sure.
As you unfurl it, you do see that some of his blood has soaked into the note, staining a lot of it red, but the black ink still shows well dried and folded. And the note reads, "To whom it may concern, clearly I have passed. If you have found this, seek out my brothers, help them finish their work." And there's... all of your names are scribbled in different spots on the paper in brief descriptions of your visual identification. And below that it just says, "I'm sorry."
Oh, god damn it.
Oh no, it was both.
Yeah, Niah just curled up even tighter after hearing that.
Well,
But that is all it says. He didn't sign his name. Just a brief note.
This was from Gundren?
Yes.
Do we know where his brothers are?
You had been told that they were around and about the area, but that they hadn't checked back in with the general store.
Yeah, they were
in
due
town.
for a check-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might get lucky when they're back in town, but it's hard to say.
yeah, like luck's not really been on our side. I don't know
No.
that that's something we should be relying on.
We need to get back there anyways, but who knows?
Man, I made myself cry. Damn it.
Hmm.
Man,
We did it. We won.
you made the DM made himself cry. You guys win.
Whoa.
Was this note read aloud?
Synas would have read it out loud. Yeah.
No.
Okay. But it's just like, are we like by a fire or something, or
You're just
probably not?
sort of in the woods where a light clearing, but no fire, and Rydoth is just sort of keeping a watchful eye to let you guys rest a bit.
Yeah.
It's just a bit past noon, I would assume.
Yeah, just about
So.
getting there.
Meanwhile, Bud has been like tending to Bolt's like wounds by removing some thorns and like trying to clean some wounds, and he like takes a moment to listen to the note being read and like looks down at the ground and kind of like, I don't know how to picture it, like maybe gently but like firmly like holds on to like Bolt, like grips his fur, but he continues getting lost in that to keep himself stable.
And Bolt just lays there, kind of half asleep and curled up in front of you and against your legs, just letting you tend to him, but seemingly pretty asleep.
Rinn's gonna go find where Niah went.
Niah isn't that far, just was still within sight, just in a slightly excluded area.
Okay. She's gonna clip-clop over and sit down next to Niah. And sigh and kind of reach out and put an arm around her shoulder.
You see one of Niah's slit eyes roll to you, but otherwise does not respond.
Rinn's gonna look down at her feet and say to Niah, "It wasn't your fault."
Only thing you see is Niah clutches the flask even tighter.
She's just gonna sit there with her in silence.
After a few minutes, you feel Niah lean into you.
Aw.
Reyka and Thava, is there anything else you're doing?
Thava spends an inordinate well, the words are failing me. Kind of like an extra long time cleaning it, almost like,
Excessively so.
yeah, excessively. Yeah, it's already looks clean, but she's still kind of cleaning it.
The blood won't come off. The blood won't come off.
Kind of.
Nightmare.
Not like,
Nightmare.
Yeah. But she seems to be lost in her own thought while she's doing that, and occasionally glances over to the pair, Niah and Rinn.
And as you are cleaning this greatsword off, it is very immaculate. The sharp edge, the bladed edge of it, is unchipped, unbent, unbroken along its whole length. And it is sort of a black blade with gold lines sort of geometrically etched into it that all sort of converge about halfway up the blade into this small empty circle.
Mm. That's quite fancy.
That is all you notice about it.
Okay.
Is there anything Reyka wants to do during the short rest, or just...
Nah, she's
Also-
just been kind of tending to her wounds.
Join the depression pile.
Still
Sad,
feeling bad about Bolt.
sad squad.
Wow. Our dwarf dad dies, and here's Reyka, horse girl.
Horse
Sad about
girl.
the dog.
Hey. She likes animals. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Priorities, you know?
Yeah, it's true though. About an hour goes by. You can go ahead and complete your long rest. There's nothing seems to harry you.
rest.
Sorry, I keep saying long rest. Short rest.
I have
You're
a
gonna have to
question
give it
about
to
short
us
rest.
now.
No.
Technicality.
No. You roll for a new encounter for the day then.
I have a question about short rest.
I have an answer.
When what I have checked right now on Beyond is automatically apply healing with dice results,
Mhm.
and I'm like, clicking one,
Yep.
take short rest and confirm it. Nothing happens. Do I also need to check reset maximum HP changes during this rest? I don't know.
No, because that's only if like your max HP was changed because of a spell or an effect.
Okay.
Um,
And what
so
is the point of like? Should you just use? I have 3
So,
hit die I can use.
You only have so many hit die per day that you can use. They refresh after a long rest. So your ranger hit dice is a D8, I think.
It's a D10.
D10. So
Nice.
you can roll up to 3d10 and gain that many HP and you will not be able to do that again on a short rest until you take your next long rest. Now D&D
I'll keep
Beyond
track of that.
is a little weird. Like I've personally never gotten it to actually apply that healing.
Yes,
Oh,
that,
yeah,
that's
I was
the
noticing
problem.
that too.
It-
yeah.
So I'm just gonna manually
Yeah,
keep track
just-
of that.
Yeah, check off how many
Yeah.
dice you've used, roll it, and add
And then
that
just, then
HP.
just roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
And then for once, I rolled well, which is annoying.
Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just sending something to Dell real quick.
Thank you.
Okay.
Secret discussions in our game.
It's just the description of the blade. Calm thyself. Calm the calamity. Okay. So after about an hour, you guys take some time to collect yourselves and a bit of comforting one another and patching up your wounds. Ride off.
So as we get ready to depart,
Mhm.
Niah, seeming a little more collected after the last hour, goes into her pack and pulls out both a porcelain mask and a skirt. The mask is a fox-themed festival mask, while the skirt is a little more than knee-length skirt that she wraps around her hips to hide her tail, and dons the mask and raises her hood.
So she's still in her, like,
Oh
whatever
yeah,
you want to call it, fox form, but she's just...
yeah, but now wearing mask, hood, and skirt to hide all the features.
The extras.
Oh.
Now they look like a psychotic cultist.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's what this town needs. Rinn's gonna look at her and say, Are you tapped out of magic for today, or?
Can't for a Dawn and a Twilight.
Ah.
Rydoth sort of addresses your group as a whole as he stands up. Right. Everyone ready? I'm assuming if you want to make it all the way back to Phandalin today, you will need to be moving at a pretty good pace.
Yeah, Niah nods her head. Yes. Today, if able.
We'll make it.
Right. Well, follow me then. And Rydoth sets off into a rather brisk marching pace ahead of all of you. And
Niah follows right behind.
You all sort of... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that, maybe the party will notice if they look at Rinn. They probably have never seen her this serious and focused about anything for the entire adventure.
For the last week that you have known her, Rinn's carefree, happy-go-lucky attitude has vanished for a very front-focused satyr.
Yeah, she is looking forward and at nothing else for the entire journey.
As you all begin to follow after Rydoth, you march at a rather fast pace. If anyone wants to make perception checks to watch your surroundings, you'll have to do so at disadvantage, as the pace at which you're going leads you to focusing more on your footing and not tripping over root-bound ground and stray branches rather than keeping focused on your distant surroundings.
Yep. Alright, that gives me an 11.
Okay.
Everyone doing that?
Anyone who wants to.
I got a 15.
Why not?
Damn. On disadvantage?
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually pass and instead just focus on not losing my footing or anything since I'm carrying Gundren.
Yeah, that's valid.
Oh yeah, please do not.
Super focus. No perception for me.
Please do not
perception.
drop Dwarf Dad's body.
Ah, damn, what a shame I got a nat 20, but it didn't matter because it's disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
9.
I just roll a second nat 20.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It does the animation, everything. It's
As you guys continue back along, the first few hours go by seemingly very quickly, as many of your thoughts are far more focused on the outcome of the previous battle than what's going on around you, with Reyka noticing here and there that some animals begin to stray too closely, but coming within a certain range of your party, it seems as if they sort of leave and part away the other direction. And Reyka is the only one who notices Rydoth sort of gesturing at any stray animals as they come near.
You're not getting near these people right now.
And he seems to be...
Don't need your shit right now.
seems to be sort of warding animals off to with what you're not quite sure, but you are untouched in your journey through the previously rather dangerous woods, and you do come to not exactly where Droop had led you into the forest, but somewhat near, as you do notice the still present gossamer, silky threads of spider silk weaved throughout the trees at the edge of the forest here. But no sign of the very large arachnid inhabitants that would have created them. And as you break through the trees, Rydoth...
Yeah, because One got clapped into oblivion.
Yes, that is true. And one got incinerated to death. As you break through the edge of the trees, Rydoth sort of stops and gestures on toward the south. I will unfortunately not be able to follow you all the way there, as I do need to return to Thunder Tree, and with the knowledge that there is a white dragon in the area as well, I will need to make my way to be able to report to the Emerald Enclave about such a thing. But safe journey to the rest of you, and I hope that you can help your friend.
Thank you for getting it.
He just gives you sort of a nod before taking back off into the trees, and your party continues further southward. Once again, you are surrounded by the rolling hills of this region of Faerun, but as you march for another few hours, the sun beginning to set towards the west, you start to arrive back toward where the rough Tribor Trail sort of winds and wends through the hills.
Can you think where we are on the map?
Yeah, you guys are right here. The ampersand logo there.
I lost where I was.
Yeah, you're good. As you head further south and get to this rough trail again, the same one that you had followed before, you all do begin to notice a somewhat uncharacteristic cold. As you guys have marched
for fuck's sake.
south, as you guys have marched southward, you've noticed it get colder despite the sunlight. And
the dragon
here and there, you do find that there are layers of frost that built up on the grasses that lightly crunch under your feet. These rolling hills that just 6 days earlier had been a mix of rolling greens and tans, now seemingly covered in fresh snowmelt. Which...
This is unseasonable, right?
Very.
Okay.
Any of you that have been around traveling in this part of Faerun for multiple years would know that it's still several months too early for a blizzard or a full snowstorm. You follow along for another 3-4 hours along the trail to bring you closer and closer to your destination of Phandalin. And can I make everyone, or can I have everyone please make a Constitution saving throw as you go on roughly hour 10, hour 11 of your day of marching?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I got a 4.
A 4?
A 6.
A 6,
What's our
okay.
target?
You need to beat a 10.
14. Okay, get 14.
17.
Okay.
13 here.
Bud?
7.
Okay. If you didn't roll above a 10, you gain a point of exhaustion, which you can mark off under the conditions tab on D&D Beyond.
Where is
And it should also tell you the negative effects of it.
Was that both Rangers and the Paladin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You know,
fine.
the 3 people who probably should be the most fit.
It's fine.
It happens.
First
It's
level's
a
not
rough
so
one,
bad.
okay.
First level of exhaustion's only disadvantage on ability checks, I believe.
Yeah.
Does
I
that
don't-
include...
I don't see the description on here. It just says exhaustion level 1.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
if
I'm
you
seeing
hit the
too.
so if you hit the level 1, it'll apply it to the character sheet. There's a little arrow next to where it says level 1. If you click that, it'll extend the tooltip, and you can scroll.
And you can see what all the wonderful levels of exhaustion do to you.
Yeah. Death.
Yeah,
Where
death.
is this?
Disadvantage on ability checks. Okay.
Does that include combat?
No. Well, unless you're
that's
making an ability check.
Oh.
But attacks and saving throws, I believe, are level 3 exhaustion. After a very, very long
So
march.
is this me every day? Real life.
Yeah, this is
How many levels of exhaustion are you at?
this is what a lot of us feel every day, yeah. As you crest over the final hills that would lead you into view of the town of Phandalin, your whole party sort of slowing down after marching at a brisk pace for about 8 more hours straight. The sun is mostly set, casting just a lovely evening light over the town. You immediately notice that there's a few things that have changed. The area still has that noticeable frost melt, where the dew is still kind of icy but kind of half melted. And some of the trees have dropped all their leaves, though many of them were not even fully yellow and red yet, some still quite green. You see the whole town seems to be milling about and active even at this time of evening. And at this distance, you can clearly see that there are a couple of buildings in the center of town which have large spikes of ice embedded in them, in the roof and walls.
DM, you didn't. You fucking didn't.
What? I'm sorry, what? That's just what you see. I'm just telling you what you see. I don't control the... I'll just tell you what you see. It's okay. We'll pop to the map of Phandalin as you all come into it here. So, as your party arrives from the northern side once again, you see there's large spikes of ice sticking out of the general store, out of the inn, out of the townmaster's hall, all in somewhat of a straight line heading through town, all throughout here. And there's several individuals jogging about, several groups of people up on top of the buildings with pickaxes, just clinking away at these chunks of ice.
This is like late in the night, right?
This is like 8 p.m. Yeah, 9 p.m. It's getting pretty late in the evening.
Hey, can you remind me that Harper?
Yes.
What did she want from us again?
Banshee.
Yes, originally she gave you an item to go talk to a banshee in a different town up the Tribor Trail to help her locate a spellbook that she's trying to reacquire.
I've still got that comb on me.
Mm-hmm.
There are also orcs in the area.
Yes.
For reference.
Yep. You do see the old man, Barthen, standing outside and observing the individuals working away on his roof. And you do notice that the ice itself doesn't seem to be melting at all, and seems to be emitting a frosty fog which lightly freezes the roof tiles that it is impaled into. And these are spikes that are 5-6 feet tall, of just pure ice.
God.
And he seems very focused. You see Rinn notices. Despite your focus, you do notice Thistle up top with her own pickaxe trying to break one of the icicles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
What the fuck? We're carrying our dead friend.
No.
You're gonna be like,
I'm focused. We're finding the cleric.
And you guys see a couple individuals spy you coming back into town and run off toward the south to the inn, or around toward the inn. And less than a minute or so later, you do see Sildar approaching you all with a very stern and serious expression, striding without his cane and not limping as much as he had been before. Let's get some... Where is... He stops about 15 to 20 feet away from you all before walking up quickly and focusing on the body of Gundren in Synas' arms. Oh dear. Well, it's good to see that you made it back at least, my friends, but... Oh, Gundren. Damn it. What happened? What occurred?
By the time we got there, I think they were already done with him, I guess. And it all just happened so fast.
They ran him through the moment we tried to save him.
I see. Well, come with me. Quickly. We'll go to the inn. We'll see if Sister Gariel can do anything for him. She's been using the inn as a sort of triage hospital since the dragon attacked. And he gestures for you to follow without any more context as he walks very briskly towards the inn.
Oh yeah, we follow.
As you guys head into the inn, the door swinging open with a low creak, you also notice that there are still a couple icicles embedded in the roof of the inn, though it has been mostly repaired. Inside, where normally there would be a jovial atmosphere, there are several individuals that are sitting around on chairs, some wearing bandages, others looking rather disheveled and worn down. You see the half-elven woman, no longer with the cloak on, just sort of an apron and a basic tunic. Looks at you all as you enter and gestures for you to come closer, and she sort of clears off a table, looking at Gundren, immediately going into sort of doctor mode to look him over as you bring him over. Oh dear. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's dead, isn't he? Okay. Oh, I can't fix this. Oh, come on. Oh no. Oh, Timora's light, please. Preserve this man. And you watch her hands glow a soft white light that then dances over your dead dwarven friend before vanishing again. And she closes her fists and looks at the rest of you, folding her hands across her stomach, and says, "Let she keep his form preserved for some time, but I don't quite have the power to raise the dead. He looks like he's been dead for quite a few hours."
It's been a long day.
No. And you see,
Do you know? Sorry.
she sort of starts like immediately tearing up and wipes a tear from her eye. My condolences to all of you. I'm so sorry.
Do you know anyone who could help us with this? Anywhere? Within riding distance?
Well, you'd need a cleric that's sufficiently powerful, someone who could... Oh, no, that spell wouldn't work either. You'd need... Oh, dear.
We'd need Neverwinter, I presume.
And you see she puts a hand on her chin and stares at Gundren's body for a little while before she snaps her fingers and goes, "Wait, No, wait a minute. My associates, as you know, let's say they've sort of, and she kind of lowers her voice a little bit as she leans in. They've got sort of bases set up around, the countrysides and different areas. They're hidden away, and they're only known to those who are part of our organization, as it were. There's one that I think is to the south, but if it's the one I'm thinking of, you might be able to use that instead of trying to get back to Neverwinter or anywhere else that might have clerics powerful enough to raise him.
Do you mean to say you have an ally who could help us?
And she looks at all of you before nodding a little bit and goes, there is someone in town that I could introduce you to, and I bet he'd be able to get you there.
Mom, we would be severely indebted to you if you did this for us.
Right. Well, I hate to send you on a wild goose chase, so let's go have a little chat with my associate then, shall we? Master Hallwinter, could you please stay with the departed while I... that is, if all of you would like to come along. He's just upstairs, actually.
Rinn nods.
Actually, before any kind of goose chase, as you put it, I know it seems like things may have been hectic in the time since we left. The brothers wouldn't have happened to have made an appearance that you know of, would you?
No. And that's of great concern as well, because they were due back 7 nights ago.
Yeah.
I'm still working on starting to look into that as well, but believe you me, I'm keeping an eye out for them, especially if this gentleman has fallen, and Gundren seemed like a good man. So I hope that we can find a way to help you with bringing him back. You see she sort of fidgets with the apron and with her hands before adjusting her bangs out of her eyes.
Rinn looks down at Gundren and says, "You're right. He was a very good man." And, she wipes a tear from her eye and she says, "Right. Let's meet this man you spoke of."
Right. Any of you that would like to follow, please. And she moves toward the door at the northern end of the room that heads, as you all know, to the inn rooms upstairs. And you notice as you follow her, and does everyone follow her up? Does anyone stay behind?
Oh no, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll follow her up.
I'll stay behind,
Okay.
actually. Just kind of floating around, making sure, like, offering help
Mm-hmm.
with medicine or
Think-
anything as needed.
I think Bud is going to stay behind as well. He looks completely out of it.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna like uncharacteristically, like silently, like kind of meander around to find a spot to, like settle down, like in this, makeshift setup for people to rest and like instantly like pass out.
Yeah. And Bolt stays attached to your side practically the whole time, and flops down next to you to rest as well. And Synas, no one turns you away at all for help. In fact, they're quite happy to have you help. And there are some individuals that are wounded and have some very rapid onset frostbite that have set in for some of them that perhaps might have gotten caught in the blast that your group had avoided being decimated by not but a day ago.
I was just going to ask, how full is the inn of wounded and dead?
There's probably 10-15 people in here. And there's the body of one individual who doesn't seem to be breathing. A human woman that none of you recognize. And the inn has much more of a field hospital vibe than normal.
Mm-hmm.
As... oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. If you guys will excuse me for just 1 second, I need to... Sorry.
Impromptu break.
And we're back. Okay. So, as Gariel leads some of your group upstairs, you notice that the windows around the upper floor of the inn area and the ones in the stairs have been shattered, though the shards of glass have been cleaned up. Gariel heads to the northeastern room of the inn and knocks on the closed double door a few times. And you hear some very heavy footfalls approaching the door, and as it opens, several of you see the large, bulky form of Izuthar, the amethyst dragonborn, leaning in the doorframe. His grin ever present, though his eyes do look much more tired than last you had seen him. And he looks at all of you and at Sister Gariel, who are all wearing rather somber and exhausted looks, and he furrows his brows and goes, "Oh, hey friends, what's, And Gariel cuts him off immediately and steps up closer and says, "Izzy, go inside. You'll need to talk. Right now." And he sort of steps away out of the door to let you in. And inside this inn room, as none of you have seen this one, you see implements and gear and equipment scattered about, maps littering the one table and several tools resting against one wall. And laying in the large, king-sized bed against the wall is Jadet, the dragon slayer whom you'd all met on your first night in town, who currently looks very roughed up, bruised. He has several bandages over his arms and torso. And with the bandaging, he's topless, and you can see quite a number of scars on his body, along his chest and arms where it's exposed, as well as a number of bruises along his stomach and chest, and what looks like the purpling of skin from frostbite in certain spots. He looks at you all as you enter, those golden eyes looking over you before he looks out the window without so much as a nod of acknowledgement to any of you.
How am I not surprised?
He just doesn't say a word.
Yeah, that's fair.
As you all filter in, the cleric shuts the door behind you and looks at the dragonborn and then all of you and goes, "Well, you've met then. That's good. That makes this much easier. Izuthar is, like me, a member of the Harpers, who was sent here with his own assignments, but they actually allow him to leave regularly, unlike myself. So..." And you see the Dragonborn's eyes kind of widen, and he laughs, shaking his head, going, "Oh, okay, so we're just telling people now about the whole Harper thing. Whenever, cool, that's fun, that's fun."
Thava just kind of motions with the thumb over to the guy unconscious in bed. Is he a part of it too? Is he a Harper?
No. know, but he's rather hurt. So I've been letting him rest.
Lost a snowball fight, huh?
And
Please
you
don't.
you hear a
There's no way she said that. There's no way.
I feel like that. Do you say that out loud?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of which, is Niah still like all fox?
She's still a fox, but she's got a mask
Yeah.
and a skirt on that are
Okay.
doing their best to hide everything.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you see Jadit kind of let out a snort and laugh before cringing at the pain and looking at you and going, and I see you decided to drop your illusions too.
Had an argument with a wall.
Most people tend to lose that one.
I
know.
did.
And Gariel just sighs and shakes her head and goes, Izzy, the mountain hideaway to the south of here. Do you know where it is? Can you take them there? And he tilts his head a bit and thinks for a few moments before taking a seat on the edge of the bed, which you all notice makes the whole thing sag towards him more than towards Jadit. And the Dragon Slayer kind of grunts and angrily leans to the side. He goes, yeah, I mean, I could probably get us there without too much of a problem, though I don't know what state the place is in. I mean, probably been 20 years since anyone went to that one, so, I mean, I guess.
How many days travel?
2?
And Thava turns to the priestess. And how long did you say our friend's body will be preserved?
With the spell that I cast on him, it should be an extra week of time. You should have time.
Rinn looks visibly relieved.
And you said it's abandoned. Will there be something inside there we can use, or is there a caretaker of some sort?
I'm not certain. I've never been to that one. I just know it's on our maps. And I've been told that there's something there that can help with the dead. Though I'm not certain of the context.
Niah turns to Thar. You said it was abandoned?
As far as I know, a lot of them are. Harpers tend to like making hideaways where, no one is. So I would bet 10 gold it's abandoned.
Niah turns to the sister and... Why do you think this will work?
From what I know, a temple of Lathander was shattered 100 years ago. Parts of it went missing. Said that some of it was stored beneath the mountains for safekeeping. But again, I don't know what is there. I only know that I was told that if I needed to revive someone, I could go there.
That's a better lead than we've had.
At the worst case scenario, we should have a couple of extra days afterwards if it doesn't work out. I'm not saying it's perfect, but there is a bit of time in case it doesn't bear fruitful.
Niah just shrugs her shoulders and just says, I'm not exactly from around here, so I can't say whether that sounds reasonable or not, but best lead we have, right? Let's see find the brothers and get their aid trying to resurrect Gundren via their connections. There's not much we can do.
And if they're as hard to find as Gundren was,
Hmm.
then we'll be at this for more than a week.
Yes.
Rinn turns to the monster slayer guy,
Mhm.
and she sees he's pretty banged up, and she kind of gestures upwards. Are you expecting another attack?
He stays quiet, just looking out the broken window for a few seconds. I don't think so. I think it was just a bit pissed off, honestly. Probably at me. I think it caught my scent and followed me back here. Might have been making a statement.
What does it want with you? Was this one of your quarries?
It's the one I was sent here to kill. But it's not. I followed it to the east, and it's more agile than I expected. Gotta say, and there's something odd about it. It's not like any dragon I've been sent to slay before. And it turns out he was a bit more than I could handle alone. I have to change my plan. But
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I doubt he's gonna attack again. Not yet.
You were only sent for this one, correct?
As far as I know.
We encountered another one to the north that calls itself Venom Fang.
Well, if my master seeks it dead, then I will seek it. But until then, this is my task, and my mark is this white dragon. It's gonna need a little more preparation, though. And I need to recover. You see Sister Gariel in the back kind of sliding towards the doorway a little bit. She goes, well, I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Izithar here, because I do need to go back downstairs and make sure I'm seeing to people. Pulling double duty as the local healer since we haven't heard from the herbalist in the south for over a week as well. I leave you in Izzy's very capable claws.
Sister, one more thing.
Yes.
Is this something we should take Gundren to? Or would it be best to leave him here? I'm not sure if taking him on a 2-day journey will be for the best.
My gut tells me that you can probably leave him here. Whatever aid something like this temple might offer, it's not likely to require the body. Perhaps it gives you some sort of token, something you can use.
That's a lot of help, thank you.
I will see after his body, if you're worried about that.
Thank you.
And she nods and opens the door before closing it quietly, and you hear the soft footsteps vanish down the hallway and back down the stairs again. And Bud and Synas see the cleric walk back in and begin to tend to individuals doing rounds to check on how everyone is doing.
Bud is unconscious.
That's valid.
He ain't seeing nothing except the
The floor
behind
maybe?
his eyelid.
Yeah. And Izithar looks at you all and just kind of sighs and puts his hands on his knees and stands back up. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, things didn't pan out the way they were supposed to. I'll do whatever I can to help.
Thank you. And don't be sorry yet. Till we find out if this is going to work or not.
I bet it will. It's always better to have a bit of optimism, even when things look bleak.
I
When can you-
like your attitude.
And he gives you all that same big toothy grin and just looks over at the table and goes, I'm gonna look over some maps and make sure I know exactly where we're supposed to be going.
When can we leave?
As soon as you want. Shouldn't take me that long. But you all look... No offense. Bad. You should get some rest for the night, and in the morning we can set out, and we'll see about whatever this temple thing is, I guess. And he
How
just...
tired does Thava look?
Thava looks pretty fucking tired despite the fact that she's talking. Like, she's got, like, bags under her eyes, and yeah, she definitely looks tired.
All right, that's Rinn's gauge for how much we all need to rest. Is how
Thava's tired?
looks.
Oh my god. That's pretty good.
If Thava's tired, you're tired. Let them in.
Yeah, I'm not letting the chop you 1 year.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, it's something about biting someone's throat out through a door.
It's
You're a
fine.
fucking dog person, okay?
Izithar sort of gestures to the door and moves over to the table and goes, you all, you go get some well-needed rest. Come find me in the morning, okay?
Yeah, sure.
He nods, and as you all leave, you notice he just kind of waves at the door, and some force shuts it behind all of you.
Cool.
And you are...
Of course Izzy's a Harper.
You're left to your own devices. What would you like to do? Most of you are
I am
very
hitting
tired.
the hay.
Yeah, most of you are very
Hey.
tired.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Sleepy time.
So if
She's gonna
there's...
try and find her own room again.
Yeah, oh, you still have all the same rooms as before.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, do we?
Yep.
I figured they would have been used for the triage.
Nope, everything is being taken care of downstairs. And Toblin has not been seen by any of you so far, so...
Oh dear.
Okay.
You all still have the keys that he gave you, that you can use to go into the rooms that you had before.
Alrighty.
Is there anything anyone would like to do before you all bed down for a night of long rest?
Can't get Bud upstairs.
Drag Bud upstairs.
Carry him like a baby into the bed.
You gather your
I'm sleeping.
your young ranger friend and all head to your individual rooms to take a bit of rest after what has been probably one of the longest days that most of you had had in a long time. You can go ahead and mark a long rest off. Actual long rest.
Wow. Okay.
Before doing that, Synas will probably stay up for another, probably like 30 minutes, an hour,
Sure.
helping out a little bit. And assuming he's been filled in on the plan to go to this Harper base,
Mhm.
like that it's a 2-day trek, he would probably make sure, just to be safe, to give that silvered comb back to Sister Gariel, since it seems like maybe we won't be heading that way, and best not to use that if she still,
And we're pro-
intends to find that banshee.
And we're probably coming back anyway. Well, probably no problem about it. We are coming back.
And she
Yeah.
takes the comb from you and goes, well, if you're still willing to take on this task, I'll be here. Sleep comes to all of you very rapidly. Some of you, the second you lay down, are out. But the next day, comes with the chirping of birdsong through the broken open windows. Some of the windows had been broken the night before, or the day before. So
They weren't broken while we were sleeping. Gotcha.
no, you didn't get attacked while you were sleeping. I wouldn't gloss over that.
That'd be pretty fucking horrible.
You wake up
dead.
dead. Everyone has
You're
knives
fucking
in
dead.
them. You're fucking dead, mate. No, you wake up. There's birdsong. Some of you wake up, immediately with the sun. Some of you are likely out of bed with the motivation and the drive for helping Gundren.
Oh yeah, and also human.
And
A
also,
long rest reduces exhaustion by 1. Right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything additional.
you just sleep. You become EP and then you're fine. And as you gather back in the morning, you do notice that your friendly fox person is once again in her human guise.
Nice.
Is there anything anyone would like to do this morning?
I'm gonna stuff my gob with some food.
Oh, Dre.
Yes.
Can I
Sword?
attune to the greatsword?
Do you
during
want
the
to
night?
attune to the greatsword?
Why wouldn't I?
Okay, alright. So, winding back a little bit, I guess. Before you go to sleep, Thava,
Okay.
you sit in the quiet of your in-room alone, focusing on this sword. And after about an hour, you feel a heat build in your arm where those markings that you had carved lay.
Oh boy.
And this heat rises and builds like a roaring flame within you, a fire that you haven't felt within yourself for a while now, deep within your stomach. And you feel it extend down your arm and into the blade that you're holding and focusing on. You see embers sparking through the crossguard of the blade, which then begin to travel up through the golden inlay and geometric lines on the weapon, like molten metal traveling through rivulets into a weapon mold. These flames grow along the gold until they reach that point about halfway up the sword where all of them meet, and a mote of fire gathers in what was once an empty circular space. And you feel this link between you and the blade, your inner flame being used to spark the magical energy within it to life. And you can
nice.
add the Great Sword of Eruptions to your character sheet.
We really are just playing Monster Hunter, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh no, you figured me out.
Badass.
This is one of those Griffin saddlebag ones. So how do I add that?
Well, I made an item.
Ooh.
So let me add it to your character sheet real quick for you.
Gimme.
Gimme. Everyone's like, oh no, friend is dead. Thava's over here like, sword!
Hey, listen, she wasn't like swinging around and just like skipping around.
No,
like,
that's
yeah,
fine, it's
let's
fine.
go.
I get it.
That's fine.
And add to equipment. There you go. You should have the Great Sword of Eruptions +1 in your equipment. Which should, if I set it up correctly, require an attunement slot. And you can
Refresh.
read the description either, aloud or to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Up to you.
Keep it to myself.
Keep it to myself. Secrets.
Secret.
Anyway.
I'm looking forward to more Friendly Fire.
Oh.
Why would you get that idea from the Great Sword of Eruption?
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. As you gather your party the next day, you all do notice that Thava has a new shiny toy.
Does it look different than it did before now?
It does. Where all the gold was is now sort of like a slightly cooled magma. A slightly cooled molten gold that hisses
it's-
once in a while.
It's on fire.
Yeah, kind of permanently.
Oh.
So, Rinn, as Thava comes out, you see a
Oh no.
lightly smoking,
Oh, no.
cinder sparking greatsword on her back.
So wait, is it just like leaving like little embers and
Yeah. Though they don't seem to ignite anything or land anywhere, they kind of vanish after going a foot or so away.
But that is like no
Purely
annoying.
cosmetic.
Yeah, it's like a WoW cosmetic.
Okay,
Oh my god.
okay.
$5
in
to add
the, is
another
she,
weapon effect.
Is Thava, is she awake? Is she down in the tavern area? Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thava! What
What?
did you find? What is this?
You do recognize.
Flaming fucking sword?
You do recognize
That
that it is
so cool!
the sword that did kill Gundren.
Oh!
Yeah, no, Niah's
that's a-
glowering across the room at that.
That sword.
Hmm.
Ah. Well, better in your hands than his. That is so cool! Can I hold it?
As she's talking, Niah's eyes are twitching.
Thava looks. She's like a little like taken aback by how like excited Rinn is, but she does like take the sword and offer it to her just to like hold, I guess.
Stars
This
in
may
the
or not be a
eyes.
good idea.
Sparks flying out of her ears. Is it hot? Does it feel warm to
No.
the touch?
Not really. But as you hold it, it's a very heavy blade, and you are not used to carrying, 20-pound sword. And
Right.
the
she-
tip of
she
it
kinda
sort of
lunges over.
thunks into the wood, and you see a light little scorching appear against the wood of the tavern floor.
That's awesome. Oh, okay. That is so cool. Wow. Good find.
I'm going to make sure when we find the black spider that I drive it through his heart and watch the life ebb from his eyes.
Wow.
You watch
I
Toblin, who's standing at the counter, goes, "Wow, rough night, huh?"
She just kind of looks at the bartender and she's like, "Tell me about it."
Well, the dragon tried to kill us while you guys were away, so sounds like we're having
Well,
a
maybe-
similar day.
Well,
Was
maybe
it-
we'll.
Was it white?
Yeah.
When did it attack you?
Like a day and a half ago or so.
Isn't that about when we were attacked?
It's probably the same day you were attacked. Yeah.
We ran into it too.
Oh, good. So you guys know how much it sucked then. Awesome. Wonderful. Yeah, no, I'm amazed no one else died. It was pretty out of nowhere. It's kind of middle of the day and giant lizard comes out of a cloud, just bombards the town with ice. I've never seen anything like it in all my days.
Well, at least the expert seems to think it won't attack again. At least not anytime soon.
Oh yeah, he was really helpful, knocked out unconscious on the floor here when he got back. Super useful. Love that.
wait.
Was he drunk by
Unconscious?
2 cats in a cart?
No, he was not carted.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up!
He showed up with these 2 little cat friends and they just threw him out of the back of a cart into my inn. I don't know what happened. It's just Monster Hunter. He follows Monster Hunter rules. What were you saying, Rinn?
Are you trying to say that the dragon hunter guy was drunk when he got here?
Oh, no. He was bleeding out of most of his body, actually.
Oh.
He looked pretty rough. He fell off his horse on the way back into town, and someone helped him in here, and yeah.
Gotcha.
It was a pretty bad day for a lot of us, it sounds like. I've never been on the receiving end of a dragon attack, and I don't like it because it ruined my inn a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. We'll fix it. I built it once. I can build it again, right? So, get new windows.
I think it could use the spruce up, to be honest. Make it nice and fresh,
Yeah. It's only a year old, 2 years old. It's fine.
Yeah. Fresh start.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Never mind.
Is there any?
Please do.
At least you got plenty of ice for the foreseeable future.
Oh, wow. Thanks for turning my really crap situation into a better one. I do appreciate your super boundless optimism there.
Anytime.
Yeah, cool. As you guys set about having breakfast, is there anything, Synas, Reyka, Bud, anything you're doing this morning?
Synas is just doing his normal little card shuffle, card reading, seeing what the day holds.
Yeah, Reyka's just finishing up her breakfast and just kind of waiting around until everybody else is ready to continue on.
Is there anything Bud is doing this morning?
Yes, Bud is not inside the inn, so y'all don't know like where exactly he is. But yes,
He's at the
I'll just leave
farm.
it at that.
He's at the farm.
All right, first guess. Horses? Maybe he's playing with the horses?
No?
And he didn't tell me.
Oh, he would have told Reyka.
My guess, he's at the farm playing fetch with his new dog.
No? He's much closer than you realize.
Oh,
He's in the
he's in the walls.
We look up at the ceiling. He's there.
Like Hereditary.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we should go find him. I suppose.
Bud, where are you right now?
If someone... Are like windows?
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of windows.
There's a big one on the
Okay.
roof now.
Yeah,
Oh,
There's-
skylight.
they're a little larger. The hole in the ceiling would be on the second floor.
If anyone is looking like out at the windows, they may see some smoke like float by. If they look, so he is right outside.
I
Yeah.
look.
Smoking his pipe.
Yes, he is, and he's having. Would the inn have coffee? Would they or no?
I don't think Toblin's big on coffee, fantasy coffee.
Okay.
So I don't
There's-
think he's got coffee.
There's a
Coffee's
really
pretty
good
old.
coffee shop in Thune, but that's a ways away.
Wait, was that Forgotten Realms?
I've been there once. It's fantastic. They have this really great orca barista that I really like.
Rhos, I swear to God.
Oh my
I know what
god.
Rhos is talking about.
Yeah, she's talking about a book. Anyway.
Yes.
You can get some really, like, almost addictive tea over in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yes, but
Oh, so many references.
He is just standing outside, like eating his breakfast, smoking his pipe. Bolt is sitting next to his side, and he's just, to himself,
Important question.
looking contemplative.
Very important question.
Yes.
Does Bolt also have a pipe?
No, he does not
Maybe
have a little
someday.
dog pipe.
Maybe he's sharing.
Passing it
want-
around.
I want
Yeah.
this so bad.
Puff puff pass.
Hmm.
Ever seen a dog playing cards? You ever seen a dog smoking a pipe? So yes, the morning is yours. You were informed that you should seek out Izithar when you were ready to leave. But he has not come to find any of you. Presumably he is upstairs, but...
Okay, if we've got food, we've got Bud. I think we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And if you're having breakfast at the inn, the breakfast is 1 silver.
All right.
I'm gonna go bankrupt.
You've
Yeah,
made
I'm
so
already
much money
negative.
in the last couple days.
Yeah, what the heck? Have you been adding your money to the money we've been getting?
No, I'm being stupid. I'm fine.
Okay.
As you gather your friends and head back upstairs. Knocking on the door, you see Jadet open it on the other side and just go, "You guys ready?" Izzy won't shut up about it, so I really need you to go with him.
And I just snort.
Looking inside, you see the portly dragonborn stands up very quickly, which shoves the chair back into the wall and goes, "Good morning, my friends. Are we ready for a little adventure?"
Oh, gods.
Considering our friend is lying dead on the floor down below us, yes, please, let's go.
All right, you didn't have to bring down the mood. It's fine. I'm just trying to be a little positive. It's cool. And he, like, claps Thava on the shoulder roughly and goes, "You don't seem like a morning person. That's going to be fun. Let's go."
No, I'm not. I'm not a morning person.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So, I heard you guys got some free horses.
Oh, it's true, we did.
Yes.
Yes.
We use horses. We could probably get there in a day and a half. Maybe even sooner. Depends on how hard you push them. So, I have the location marked on my map, and I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Well, all right.
Some horses.
As you begin heading back to back toward the north, I would guess Reyka might go out ahead of everyone in excitement for horse activities.
Away.
And you see Edivar, the half-orc woman, wave you down, Reyka, and sort of looks at the rest of the group following you and just kind of goes, "Well, full group, huh? You're gonna need all my horses. All right, well, you ready? Because I got them all saddled up, just in case. I had a hunch this morning y'all were gonna come by."
Yeah.
Imagine why.
Can I have Bean?
You want Bean? All right. All right. And she leads you all back into the stable, and you see once again the exactly 7 horses that are in this stable. There's Bean, which Reyka immediately goes for. And there's Anchor, Trevor, Rival, Sunder, Trot, and Freckles, and you all can choose which horse you want to ride.
I want Freckles. Give me Freckles.
Anchor was the big one. I think Thava should have that one.
Where's the big one?
Anchor was the bulky, stout, black-furred horse. Freckles, the white horse with a ton of brown speckling that Rinn mounts up on. Leaving
Forgot
the
what color Bean was.
Bean is a diminutive but powerful-looking horse with reddish-brown fur.
You know who that's going to. Did excuse me. Did Bud I forget, did he meet the horses or no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But that leaves...
Yeah, he coming up to Bean, he finally cracks a smile for the first time, in the past day. And he's petting her, caressing the side of her face.
Reyka's already on Bean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. Reyka was like, Bean
sorry,
is mine.
What's the small one?
That is Bean.
Oh.
I mean, I suppose, if you really want Bean, I could...
No.
Oh, I didn't...
Horse girl gets Bean.
Yes, I didn't...
I mean, I could take Rival.
Yeah, someone is going to have to...
Bud should have Anchor, actually.
The biggest one.
Yeah.
Not the dragon boards. No.
I will take whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you do see Izithar goes after the other large draft horse type, which is Sunder. And And that leaves Trot, Trevor, and Rival. Trot being Trevor, he's just a fairly plain brown horse.
Yeah,
Sounds
I'll
alright.
take that one.
Then there's Rival.
Check.
Take rival.
And then remaining is Trot, a thin but powerful-looking yellowish blonde-furred horse, which Synas can ride. Bud, as you approach Rival, and begin to climb up, could you make for me an animal handling check?
Yes, I can. 19.
19. Wow. So, as you put one foot in the stirrup and go to hoist yourself up onto the back of this large animal, you feel he immediately tries to lift himself up bodily and buck you off entirely. Yep. And you nearly get completely flung off, but you just barely hang on. And after a few more moments of sort of thrashing and grumpily whinnying, Rival seems to settle down for a moment and seems fine. Everything seems okay.
He's doing the link technique, like in Breath of the Wild. He's like, ah! Like trying to pet the side of his head. Learn from the best. He probably has experience riding horses and taking care of them as well. So, yeah.
And Edivar kind of comes up and goes, "You better watch out with him. He's probably going to try and buck you off 7 more times today."
I've dealt with some. What's the word I want to use?
Ornery?
Ornery is a good word. What's the
Irrited.
Yeah, that's good.
Irrited.
That's good. Just some bad behaved horses before, so he's familiar.
Well, I wish you all best of luck. You all better take good care of my boys now, or I will find you. You hear? And she kind of looks at all of you very sternly, and then looks at Reyka and goes, "I trust y'all, though. I'm sure you'll be fine." All right, get. And she turns back around to her now empty stable as you guys begin to take the horses out onto the trail. And as you prepare to head north out of town, we will take an actual official break.
Hey,
Yo.
ice cream time.
Oh boy, ice cream break. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
Okie dokie.
Also, what the heck? Just lead the white dragon to Cragmaw.
I saw that.
It's
Yeah.
the perfect idea.
Dragon Battle Royale.
Yeah, the real Apex Legends.
Wonderful. All right, well, let us continue then, shall we?
So we're all here? Okay, we're all here.
I believe we're all here. I heard everyone's voices.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like that. All right. Is there anything you guys would like to do before leaving town? Or are you all set to begin your journey?
Niah is ready to go.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's why my druid craft was saying snow.
That just...
Wait, you guys just caught on to that?
I only look. I'm very tired.
I am very tired. Man.
I may have 14 intelligence, but that doesn't mean I'm smart.
The character, not the player. All right, so as you guys begin to make your way out of Phandalin, switch back over to that map. Shdoop. Zoom. Alrighty. You begin your day, and it is very chilly still, though the signs of frost on everything seem to be fading, thankfully. You start off on the trail. Your entourage of horses bolt sort of jogging alongside Bud's horse, able to easily keep up with them. Would anyone like to make a perception check? As well as, if someone would like to roll me a d20 for the day's travel.
I will roll the d20.
Okay.
16.
16.
Those are
We got
fun.
9
Hell
in
yeah, we're doing
perception.
higher soundtrack.
It is. Good job.
And a natural one
is
for
so
perception.
amazing.
So we got a natural 1, a 9,
Oh god.
That's a 7.
a 7, okay. No double digits.
Yes,
I'll give it a shot.
Uh-huh.
seeing some pretty clouds today.
Yep.
Oh, 19!
No minus,
I
no
am
plus?
zero.
receiving today.
On a +0.
Plus 0?
That's right.
Oh, wow. Look at you go.
My eyes are open. I'm focused. The way ahead is clear. Hopefully.
Hopefully. So, using the horses, Izzy takes the lead, and you set off into not a gallop, but a fairly steady trot, and begin heading your way along the trail. The sky is overcast with some breaks in the clouds here and there, and there's still a very cool wind blowing about as a seemingly early winter has begun to set in. The temperature probably, in our terms, would be 40 degrees. Rather brisk. Izithar sort of calls back to your group as you're riding along and says, "Well, we've got a fairly big journey ahead of us. We're gonna follow the trail and then follow the high road south. So, hope you all are ready to ride, because we've got a bit of distance. Should be fine though, I'm sure."
I'm so ready. Yeah! Let's go!
You begin winding your way back along the trail that you all had come along on your way in here. The first couple hours, and horses travel much faster than you all would on foot, so you definitely are making better time than you would be by foot. I need to measure something real quick. If there is any chatter you guys would like to back and forth with, anything anyone would like to do along the way, you're more than welcome to. As I try and do math, which I'm terrible at.
I'm just gonna be whispering inaudible things to the horse Bean while I'm riding.
Sweet nothings.
Exactly. Inaudible to everyone else, but Bean and
horse
I, we
whisperer.
have an understanding.
Yeah. And after probably 2 hours or so has gone by, Bud, can I get you to make another animal handling check as Rival kind of steers off the path a little bit and goes to try and buck you off, basically out of nowhere at random.
Yeah. Does speak with animals take a slot if I use it?
No, you have one free cast of it per day as a ranger. So
How
you
long
can
does it
cast
last?
that. 10 minutes?
10 minutes. I don't know
Yep,
if it's worth
10
it
minutes.
to use now, but I can't think of many scenarios where it'd be useful. I say that, and it'll probably be useful later. But
You can always talk to animals.
I can.
I mean, if you speak with animals are always helpful, I'm sure. Totally.
So, don't fall into the trap of I must save things for later, because you'll always find that there is a later.
It's the elixir.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I could use this
conundrum
later,
in
though.
Video games.
Getting to the final
Yeah,
boss in
and then you
Skyrim
wind
and
up
your
with, like,
inventory is
30.
crazy.
And maybe you could hatch up something with rival. Maybe you two can come to an understanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll do my animal handling first,
Okay.
because that happened first. I'm not gonna make this one. 9.
Yeah. So as
Yeah.
rival, yeah. So rival sort of shifts under you and bucks, and then stops very suddenly and lifts his hind legs up and launches Bud completely off of the saddle, and you end up skidding to the floor or to the ground in a pile of dust. And Bolt immediately runs over to you to kind of nudge your cheek. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And the horse sort of stamps its hooves a few times and snorts and just stops entirely. And all the other horses kind of stop and seem a bit more nervous as one of your riders gets dismounted.
Bud is going to sigh heavily to himself as he gets up and put a new piece of hay in his mouth because the other got dislodged with his fall. And he's going to cast Speak with Animals.
Wonderful.
I guess he would come around the front and cross his arms and say something like, "Hey, are you upset or something?"
And you see the horse sort of raises its eyebrows a little bit at you and tilts its head a little and shakes its mane, and you hear, obviously no one else but Bud hears this, or rather understands this, and goes, "I don't want anyone riding me. I ain't interested."
Why not? I ain't done nothing wrong to you.
It's demeaning. No, I ain't interested in it. Nope, not having it.
What do you mean? Like, horses are some of the greatest animals on Earth. They do, y'all do so much, and what else would I say? Just overall complimenting all the ways in which horses aid with travel and moving stuff around, and how he grew up taking care of horses and how he really respects them.
Sure. Make a persuasion check.
All right. That is a 20. Not natural, but a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
You see Rival sort of stares at you
I'm sorry. Hold on. It's a 16. I looked up
Okay.
perception.
Ah, okay. That's 16. Still pretty darn good. The horse looks at you and stares you down for a few moments before sort of doing its best version of what a horse can do for rolling its eyes, and whinnying as it kind of walks up to you and leans its head down and goes, "Fine, I ain't happy about it, but fine.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that you're letting me ride on top of you." And he comes up and maybe gives some hay to his bottomless
Yeah, your
front
pocket of hay. Yeah.
And then he pats him and tries to mount it again.
And he very indignantly and grumpily munches on the hay and lets you back up, and your party can continue onward.
I just want to applaud Jrain for how quickly he came up with that voice. You were ready.
It's like, you know, that like spinning cage full of balls for lottery. That's voices in my head, and I just roll it around until one pops out. That's how it works. The rest of your travel along the trail seems less than eventful. You wind your way between the hills, and nothing seems to attack you. You come back along the section of the trail where the other two horse bodies still lay from the ambush that you had seen but a few days ago, or but a week ago now.
So they're ripe.
Yeah, they're not doing well. It's 9 days of sun. Doesn't do good for bodies on the road.
Yeah.
But as you come back toward the end of the trail, you once again see that giant outpost. And they don't seem to bother you. A couple of them standing guard at this crossroads, waving towards your party, and specifically nodding to Reyka as you guys come to the little giant's trade checkpoint once again. And Izithar begins to turn and head southward. And off far to your west, you can see the rolling waves. But the rest of your day goes pretty much without any event whatsoever. Izithar generally just keeps to looking at his map to make sure everything's squared away and follows the road. And after 8 hours of travel... 25. You guys would basically get all the way down to about here. And as you are heading along the trail, you see what appears to be a small town that flanks the high road ahead, with, it looks again like similar to Phandalin, a town that is not the oldest and has plenty of temporary structures within it. And Izithar stops his horse and looks back at the rest of the group as you all begin to gather behind him, and says, "Well, we could stop here or go for a little bit further. We're gonna head east towards the mountains now. But this little town here is called Leylon, and I don't know, and we don't need to stop if you guys don't want to."
I don't see any reason to. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think we need to.
What do you need to stop?
I mean, I don't need to stop. It's fine. The horses are probably getting tired, but we'll find somewhere to hitch them up. It's fine. And
Then on we go.
with no objections, he leads you guys another...
Maybe from the horses, but I can't speak to them anymore.
With another, under an hour's journey, you guys end up moving through the hills once again, which seems to be a little bit more tiring for the horses after a long day of trotting along the large road that lines the Sword Coast, and you have to dismount them and let them rest for the evening. if someone would like to roll a survival check to try and find a nice place to set up for the evening, and
I got a 7.
Oh, the ranger.
I'm rolling bad tonight.
it
You
happens.
have my curse.
17.
17, okay. Between Synas and Reyka, it takes a while, and a couple of the horses kind of meander off now and then, but Reyka goes to fetch them before they can meander too far away. And eventually you guys get them all tied up to a couple of trees and a couple of bushes here and there. And Synas manages to find a fairly secure little camping area amongst the hills. And you get a nice view of the sunset over the ocean with this little frontier, this little temporary town, or startup town, not too far away from you all, but a few miles. As you settle in for the evening, is there anything anyone would like to do this evening?
Brush the horses.
Horse girl.
Horse girl. Yeah, you can sit with the horses for the evening, and
But I'll probably spend some time with Rival, like, you know, I don't know, like how you play around with a horse, but like just being nice to him, and whatnot. Trying.
He mainly ignores you, I would say. He doesn't really react too much to it, and just kind of seems very standoffish as a horse.
Roll for persuasion.
I would have you roll for animal handling if you want.
Sure, why not?
Why
This
not?
thing could turn out well. It's already not great anyways. 17.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. The horse lets you pet him and talk to him, and he seems to be present, just kind of staring at you for most of it, and doesn't seem to try and push you away or anything. But he doesn't seem the most friendly of horses. But as
Would
you
never guessed.
wouldn't have guessed. As you begin to settle in for the night, do you want to do your usual 3 watches?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yet, who's first up? Rinn and Niah.
Yep.
Get you guys to roll some perception checks as your friends bed down for the evening.
Tell you what, I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
Niah, I will cup your ears again so you can hear better.
Yes, because I'm the only one with dark vision.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I need to know. When Niah is in disguise and I grab her head,
Yeah.
can I feel fluffy ears?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, because
It's just a visual illusion, not a tactile.
It's just a
illusion.
visual illusion. Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's actually not. Yeah, she's not that good enough yet to do an actual transformation.
That's probably why she makes her hair look so poofy on the top. So
Hey.
just in case anyone brushes past.
It's almost like you thought about that.
Oh.
Okay, perception with advantage.
Yes.
Wow, I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Nice. Super good. Yeah.
Giving me a 6.
Love it. Okay.
Wow.
Because someone has their hands on my head. Hard to hear.
a little distracting, perhaps.
Oh no, I accidentally clamped her ears down.
You can't see them, so. Yeah, everything seems totally fine. You don't notice anything. It's just the breeze through the grasses, and you kind of watch the glittering of the dying sun over the water, and you don't notice anything. Rinn,
Yeah.
could I have you make for me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, boy.
Hooray!
What? This is the first time something's actually happened at night.
I know. Well,
No, spiders.
spiders.
That's a 6.
That's a 6. Okay. Cool. Mark that down.
Great.
Certified not cool.
That was certified not cool, my friend.
And of course, it wasn't me with the wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, no, it's... Yep. God dang it. Come on, tablet. Work with me here. Trying to connect. Alright, well, we'll get there. But the rest of your watch goes without any noticeable consequence. You can wake up Synas and... Is it Synas and Thava taking midnight watch?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can go ahead and make your perception checks for the evening.
Are we doing separate? I don't remember how we usually do it. It's been a while.
I think you are usually assisting me, but if you want to roll
Yeah.
the clicky clacks, feel free, because
You might be better than me. What's your perception?
+6.
Okay, well then yeah, you're doing it.
Also, I rolled a 22 for the first one.
Oh my
so
god.
I'll find out the second real quick.
Okay.
24.
Okay, well there you go.
All right. On a 24, you are very keenly aware of everything around the area. The horses.
Clap another guy.
The horses seem very calm. Your party, various of them snoring in their slumber. Izathar definitely snores.
Of course he does.
And looking up at the clouds overhead, sort of obscuring the moonlight, it's very peaceful, very quiet, and a very cold night. But it is without any issue.
Except for that wisdom saving throw.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't know what the problem
I
is.
can't perceive that. I was asleep. Don't look at me.
Yeah. Nothing else appears to happen.
Okay.
I will continue to take my little star notes.
Appears
then.
to happen, huh?
Appears. Yes.
Yeah.
If
Keyword.
something happened beyond a 24, I would be surprised.
There is no perceivable... You perceive nothing, even on a 24. It is calm, it is quiet, you are very confident that there's nothing around you.
So it seems.
So it would seem.
Doesn't seem that confident.
And you can wake up your last friends, Reyka and Bud, to take the morning watch.
Mm-hmm.
And just like before, perception checks.
Better roll better this time. 13.
13. Bud?
I got a 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, on a 13... Reyka, you notice perhaps the early morning animals starting to come out, birds beginning to chirp, some foxes perhaps darting across the hills nearby, but you don't see anything else. And everyone can go ahead and wake up for the next day. And once again, Izathar seems ever cheery and never seems to stop smiling despite the severity of the scenario.
Good for him.
He does have a infallible, optimistic air about him, as he...
I'm that cool when I get older.
What the fuck, is he even that old?
I was gonna say, you never asked him how old he is.
That's
How
rude.
old
You
does he
don't
look?
ask
It's
a
a dragonborn,
their
okay?
age.
It's a dragonborn looking at a dragonborn. How old does he look?
Do you want to make a... What would that be?
You're gonna make me roll for it?
I mean, I just... he looks to be in his, like, late 20s.
Oh, so he's not...
Maybe early 30s.
Fuck, don't say that late 20s is old. That's...
I want to change what I previously said. I hope I'm that cool when I'm that young. Just gotta go back about 13 years.
Oh.
All right. So as you guys mount up on the horses once again, this morning, Bud, you do not get bucked off by rival immediately upon mounting the saddle, as opposed to the day prior.
Nice.
How kind of him.
Congratulations, you don't have to roll for animal handling.
Not today. And you begin...
Hard work pays off.
You begin to head eastward once again with the looming mountains coming quite close as you follow not necessarily a trail, but wherever the hills are sort of most open, Izuthar heads along eastward, sort of following the mountains as a guide to your south. And Synas, your druidcraft, still is kind of bugging out, basically. It doesn't know what the weather is supposed to be. But it definitely says snow is probable.
Snow is probable. Not possible.
Probable. And you can definitely see as you guys get much closer to the mountains and begin climbing up some of the steeper hills that line the base of the mountains, that there is quite a bit of snow on the mountain range itself.
Ugh.
And this seems to be the case for as far as you can see along the mountains that stretch away for miles and miles to your east. And quite obviously, towering above all of the other peaks in the distance, you do see that there are seemingly persistent low-hanging clouds obscuring the entirety of what would be the tallest mountain in the Sword Mountain range. About an hour and a half, 2 hours goes by, and you begin to crest over some of the final hills that lead up toward the base of the mountain range as Izuthar kind of veers southeastern, glancing over his map a few more times before he sort of calls out to the rest of your group atop the next hill and says, "Hey, I think we made it. You guys come take a look." And as your party crests over this hill, you see a small set of old buildings arranged in what might be a tiny village at the base of the mountain where a rocky trail begins. Even from this distance, you can tell that this place looks abandoned. The roofs look fairly caved in, and it does not look like anyone has lived here in a long, long time. But ever grinning, the large amethyst dragonborn gestures at the buildings and leads his horse down that way, with all of you following. And he dismounts a fair bit away, hopping off the horse and adjusting his outfit a little bit. Well, I think we're in the right place. Think. At least if this map's right.
Think.
Well, if the map's right. If the map's right.
We all get on his case.
Which it should be. The map should be right. There's no reason for the map to be wrong.
I know your Harpers are all about secret, right? Seriously?
What? What's the problem? It's an abandoned village in the middle of the wilderness next to a mountain range. It sounds like the perfect place for a hiding spot.
That holds a resurrecting artifact.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I was expecting a false door in the rocks or something. This seems kind of...
Well, I mean, we do still have to find it. I mean, that's not the hideout. And he sort of just broadly gestures with a hand to the set of 4 or 5 buildings here. And now that you all have come much closer to these buildings, you can see... for music here, we need something more chill, I guess. Yeah. You can see that a couple of the buildings are set almost dug into the base of the mountainside here, as if they were, half. What's the word? Basically, buildings built into the base of the mountain so that the mountain itself is almost part of the structure.
Cliff dwellings?
Yeah. Where the front of it is, stone masonry, and beyond that the building vanishes in against the mountainside. And you see up a couple ways, up, 50 feet or so up the mountainside, from one of the buildings seems to be a few crumbling, what could be smokestacks or chimneys. But otherwise it seems pretty darn quiet.
What kind of settlement did this look like it belonged to? Humans?
You can make a history check.
Sure. $11.
It's not super hard to figure out, but between all the buildings being made from stone and set in against the mountain, you might guess this might have been a dwarven settlement.
Yeah, it makes sense.
At some point.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And upon a bit closer inspection, now that you've come closer into this area, you can see there appear to be boot prints, some scattered weapons here and there laying against the walls and in the middle of what would perhaps have been a rudimentary town square. But everything is very much covered in layers of dirt and leaves, and windows hang open in a very ghost towny sort of vibe.
Are there bodies, like old bodies, or?
You see maybe one skeleton propped up against one of the doors. Looks to be about the size of a dwarf, perhaps, but nothing else. It seems like this place is very old and long untouched. And standing in where this square would be, the buildings form not quite a straight line, but they kind of curve in a way into be almost a semicircle. With one large building to the center and two on either side. None of the buildings are more than 1 story tall, and you can't really hear anything going on. But Izithar seems determined to figure out where this hideout is, and he picks a building that looks roughly like a forge and just heads right toward it. What would you like to do?
Thava's interested in following Izzy into the forge.
Same.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with our guide.
Yeah.
So as
Maybe
he...
we should split up, gang.
And look for clues?
Yeah.
That's
Or
fun.
enemies.
There's that.
There is that.
Splitting up? What?
Let's follow him for now.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Okay. So you watch Izithar head into the what looks to be a old rundown forge. The stone has chipped heavily. The mortar holding things together is not too set anymore, and him pushing the door open causes the door itself to actually fall off its hinges and land with a thud on the inside, to which he kind of jumps a little bit and goes, right. My bad.
Don't know your own strength, huh?
Yeah, and he kind of just flexes an arm, is like, yeah, strength, yeah.
Thava just kind of just looks in disbelief.
And he sets about just sort of standing in the room and looking around. And this place has seen much better days. Though on the inside it is a much larger structure that goes well back another 40, 50 feet into the base of the mountain.
Immediately upon entering the room, I'm gonna step off to the side and start ritual casting Detect Magic.
Sure. While Synas is doing that, is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Thava, just doing her usual sort of thing, is going to just look at some of the weapons and armor that might be lying around, even if it's in terrible state.
It's definitely mostly bereft of anything in here. There's a few battle axes you can see, but the hafts on them have rotted away after years and years of just sitting in a dusty tomb that was a forge. The metal looks rusted, but it's intact.
Yeah, it's fine.
Izithar just seems to rub the back of his head as he goes about the rooms, shifting some things aside and looking along the walls as if he's looking for switches or anything, hints that might lead him to what he's looking for. But it's a fairly large building overall, probably 20 feet wide and 50 feet long.
Damn.
And toward the back, you can see where the struts, the wooden struts for the ceiling would have collapsed in a little bit, perhaps from tectonic shifts over time, and the building not being upkept has caused the starts of perhaps a cave-in of part of the back of the building.
Anything else back there, or is it just the signs of the cave-in?
You see racks and racks of or weapon racks, mostly empty. You see a few more skeletons laying in what looks like dwarven battle armor that has long since become unusable, scattered about the place, and some larger forms as well that you're not quite sure what the origin was. But much like outside, there are some weapons that don't seem to fit dwarven description scattered about as well.
So it's pretty much just weapon racks and this
Weapon
long
racks,
hall?
armored racks. It looks like this was the central forge for whatever this dwarven settlement was.
Is there like the furnace and anvil and all that?
Yep.
Where's that?
No, it's a very long sort of pit that would be used usually instead of just a small sort of fire pit that would be used in most forges. You see this is like a 15-foot long heating pit that perhaps multiple dwarves would have been working at back when this place was actually functional.
I would like to kind of examine the pit.
Sure. You make an investigation check or perception check. What are you looking for?
Just anything that seems out of place or odd.
Sure.
We're looking for a secret access, right? So.
Yep. Yeah. In that case, make an investigation.
A 10.
Okay. 10. You sift around through the old ash that occupies the inside of this furnace, and beyond covering your hands in old dust, you find not much else. Old wood, some metal, a couple of these odd blackened swords that you've seen scattered about. But you don't seem to find any switches of any kind or any levers. After about 10 minutes, Synas, you do complete your ritual cast of Detect Magic. Were you just off to the side toward the front of the building?
Yeah, but once it's done, I'd go towards like the center of the building.
Okay.
Just to kind of get a full sweep, see if there's anything that stands out.
And it's a 30-foot radius?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you come to about the center, you do see on the back right wall, in the back right corner there, a couple of the bricks along the wall seem to begin glinting and sparkling a little bit to your enhanced vision.
That's a simple little... He'll just kind of, without finishing the thought, wander over and start fiddling with the bricks, see if they push in or if there's any kind of system to it.
Yeah, and you see before you 5 bricks sort of arranged randomly along, like a 6-foot by 6-foot space in the wall. And each of them seem to have an abjuration magic on them. by your detect magic. But as you run your hands over them, they do feel like they could be depressed into the wall with a bit of force. But other than that, it seems like a very blank slate sort of wall.
Abjuration makes me hesitate, though.
Why? Why does abjuration make you hesitate?
Well, it's generally meant for creating barriers of some kind, but there's a few spells that some may know that if someone unwanted tries to interact or get into a specific area, you could do a lot of harm. So, given there's more than one brick here, that seems to maybe need to be pressed in some sort of order. I don't just want to wing it.
Well, none of us have Arcana. So.
Let's just give it a shot.
I mean,
Sure.
you say that.
Oh, wait, no, you do. That's right.
Synas does have Arcana as a
I
proficiency.
do, yeah. Could I try some Arcana to see if I can figure out what specific spell it is?
Sure, roll an
I
Arcana.
figured that would be kind of difficult.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check for me.
I'll give myself some guide.
Yeah,
Wait,
oh.
guidance needs to also be concentrated, huh? Which would undo the fucking tech magic. Fine,
Is
I'll just
guidance
do
a
normal
concentration?
roll. It is, yeah.
Oh,
'cause
really?
It
Yeah.
holds for a minute. Little baby roll of dirty 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just whatever.
Yeah, it's 16 plus 4. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Jeez Louise.
Will I die?
Will I die?
That's the main answer that I'm looking for.
I have to look up something real quick.
Uh-oh. He's looking up damage numbers.
No.
I bet he is.
It's fine.
Everything's fine. Don't
Everything's
worry about
fine. I don't
You're
see
fine.
the problem here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, as you focus on these bricks glowing in the wall here, you kind of think really hard, and as you're looking over it, doesn't jump out that it would be a dangerous spell. You don't sense perhaps anything super dangerous from this. It has more of a locking function, like as you had said, a sequence that needed to be figured out rather than a trap that's ready to detonate on a moment's notice.
You said this was a dwarven settlement?
Yes.
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Yes. What?
Oh, wow.
You know Elvish,
I'm
right?
muting my mic. Hold on a second.
Hey, Bud. You know Elvish, right?
I sure do.
What's the Elvish word for friend?
Oh my god.
Why are you wanting to talk to a brick?
I just thought maybe it
Did
was
you
a
hear this in a tale once?
password or something. I read it in a book.
We gotta like speak and enter or something.
Just say some words. In Elvish.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Does he say that in Elvish?
Oh my
Turns
lord.
out that was the password we're in. Wouldn't it make more sense for it to be dwarvish if...
Also, shouldn't we ask Izzy?
This is why I was confused.
I mean, he hasn't been here in a while, right? Is he? Would your map happen to have the sequence on it?
I've never really been here. So, yeah. I don't know. And he unfolds the map that he has and just like looks at it and rotates it to 90 and rotates it back. And he kind of just scratches his head a little bit like, I don't know, is it like a lock spell of some kind?
It's gonna want some kind of sequence.
Thava is looking a little irritated by this whole experience, and I think she might even just walk up to the bricks. Are they within reach?
Yeah, it's basically just like chest height, and it's like if you lay it out in a grid from like upper left to bottom right, like a 6x6 sort of grid of bricks, it's like top left, a few in the middle, and then bottom right are all glowing, at least to Synas, and he can point those out to you.
He'll point out the ones, yeah.
Thava's just gonna like punch or like something like one of the middle ones. Like she's just gonna like hit it or touch it.
It sinks. Do you actually punch it?
I don't know, maybe. Fuck yeah, maybe
Okay.
she's just like frustrated.
Oh, God, please don't break the
She-
damn
I'm
lock.
assuming this is a puzzle, but if it's just push all 5 of them, I'm gonna feel real dumb.
So you push in one of the ones in the middle, and you hear it just kind of click, and you hear a light sort of bling, like a little harp string being played.
That sounded good.
Okay, she's gonna hit all of the ones that are glowing. She doesn't care. Any of the ones that Synas points out as being glowing, she's just gonna start pressing.
And each one depresses in a different tone, like a drong, 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 drong.
Oh no.
And then they all kind of pop out with a brong noise.
Maybe from lowest to highest?
Sounds like it may be a melody or something.
Izzy, you're bard, right?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Make a tune or something on here.
Oh, Lord. Okay, hold on. Move aside. And you see... Oh, okay. You see him stare at it, and he presses in a few of them a few times. And nods to himself, and the same... It's kind of discordant. There's no real pattern to it. And every time he does it, there's a sort of discordant melody that plays each time. It's clearly wrong. And he goes from bottom right all the way to top left. And he goes top left to bottom right. And on the third time that it is incorrect, you see all of the bricks sort of glow. And then the center brick out of this whole grid fires out and nails Izithar in the chest.
Oh.
And
We're getting more people killed.
he stumbles back, taking 6 points of bludgeoning damage to the torso.
Jesus.
And just kind of coughs and goes, I don't think that was right. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord. And he just, like, sinks down a little bit onto his knees.
So Niah kind of, after making sure he's not dying.
I'm okay. It's fine.
So do the Harpers not, like, share any hints as to how to get into the hideouts?
I mean, I have one more idea, I guess. And he stands back up, and one of the bricks that flew out was not one of the ones that was glowing, I will add.
Okay.
And you see nothing behind it. It just looks like more stone masonry behind it. And he, because he rolled really freaking high on his investigation check, like a 19, You see he taps through a sequence and you hear it go dung 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 as he taps from the middle, kind of alternating outward, and everything just kind of goes quiet. He's like, well, I didn't get hit with a brick. So that's gotta be a... And you hear and you feel the whole room kind of shudder briefly, and some dust falls off of the rafters above you guys and settles down over you, and the bricks that had been glowing suddenly burst with a soft blue light that fades, and Synas, you notice all of the bricks stop glowing and they lose their magic. And the wall begins to kind of fold in on itself as each brick sort of rolls into the wall and moves out of the way in kind of a... The wall practically reassembles itself into a passageway. And before you, you see a about 8-foot tall curved passageway at the top, with all stone lining it, that just goes into pitch blackness with a staircase that leads away into the darkness before you.
Thava's just gonna give Izzy's shoulder a pat and goes, there we go, nice work.
Yeah, super. I'm gonna stay here for a moment. I can't breathe.
See, sometimes you just have to do things, you know?
Yeah. Wonderful. But there is a bit of... Niah, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 12.
12. Okay. As you are all sort of peeking down this hall, or this entry passage, Niah, you notice on one of the walls to the right a sort of small plaque that is just one of the bricks, but it's got some carving on it, and you notice it reads in Celestial.
Oh shit, okay.
And it says, welcome those who seek revival.
I repeat that.
Welcome those who seek what?
Revival, I think.
Revival.
All sounds like Izzy found the right place.
Yeah, sounds promising.
Do you guys begin to head down this passage?
Absolutely.
That's pitch black.
It's pitch black.
Okay, so dark vision doesn't help.
I mean, it'll
At
help
least not
you'll note you can still see in pitch blackness with dark
Well, I
vision.
thought it was that you
Dancing
can't
lights?
see.
Rinn can also bring out her dancing lights.
Okay.
Yep, I'll do
I,
it.
I can bring out flame too.
Oh god, she's eating random things.
I just
Put
got
that brick down. Stop eating that.
some rations out of my pack. I'm fucking starving. Don't bother me. I'll do it. So yeah, cast dancing light with a full mouth.
No.
And you see these motes of these little fire motes float out from Rinn's hands and lightly illuminate the area in orange light, and Niah's blue flame adds to the light with her produced flame as you begin to descend the stairs, with Izithar bringing up the rear of the party. And this is a fairly steep stair, but it seems to descend downward into the mountain and just keeps going. And after 100 feet, looking behind you, you can't see the light from outside. You can't see anything except for your, 40-foot section of staircase leading down this very seemingly endless staircase into the mountain.
I
You
whistle down it, what does it sound like?
you hear it travel and travel and just echo and echo and echo, echo.
Wow.
And just a Izithar kind of... Actually, could I have a marching order for you guys heading down here? Because it's probably only one shoulder width wide for some of your party. So you probably won't...
good.
Come on, Izzy's not
Put
that
me
bad.
up there. How's Izzy doing back there?
He's mostly fine.
Yeah,
He's
we
making do.
should probably mix in with dark vision in the front and in the back.
Izithar has a torch himself, so he's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to be near the front.
So Thava, followed by...
Screw it, Niah.
Okay, Niah. Who'd
The
be
ones who can
next?
actually see.
Who wants to be behind Niah?
I'll be behind Niah.
Okay, Thava, Niah, Reyka.
Me.
Is me Rinn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah! Followed by
Me?
Bud, and then Synas, and then
Me at
Izithar.
Thava with Big Friend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you all descend, you go down these stairs for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and amidst the echoing sounds of different claws and hooved feet hitting the steps that echo around you, the bard at the back kind of goes, "I'm not looking forward to walking up these again. I hate stairs. This is gonna suck."
Oh,
Need to get out some more often.
No, I just don't like stairs. It's just a lot of cardio.
To be fair as well, he did get out and he was rewarded with a brick to the chest.
Exactly.
So I don't blame him, to be honest.
Probably a grand total of half an hour of walking down a staircase.
oh wow.
Those of you in front, you begin to see very light, white-colored illumination spilling in at the bottom of the staircase that you can see goes to what looks like a walkway, but the top of the passage doesn't let you see past it. As you approach the bottom of the stairs, you notice that the passage itself begins to widen, but your walkway is still just as wide as before, and you see before you this massive chamber that you suddenly find yourselves in at the bottom of the staircase. And there is one single pathway that appears to walk straight out over an endless drop into darkness below you. And up above you, there are towering tree roots extending down from the blackness of the mountain cave above you, reaching down, spiraling out like roots, digging into different sides of the walls that it barely illuminates, and following all of these roots down with your eyes, you see suspended in midair what looks to be a chunk of ground, stone, with a large temple-like building atop it, being suspended by these glowing white roots that weave in and out of the stone itself and seem to be cradling it with this single stone walkway leading towards it from where you are.
Don't think I've seen something like that before.
Rinn is just staring at this thing in absolute awe.
You mean Reyka? Because well,
Yeah,
Rinn
I'm
is
sorry.
Too, I gotta say.
Reyka. Sorry, I don't know why I said Rinn.
Wow.
What is this supposed to be a temple to?
I don't know. And from where you are, it's This pathway is about 150 feet long, out over nothing. And you can see from here, as it gets closer to the building itself, it begins to get a little questionable. No longer flat, kind of looks a bit broken. What would you
getting Sekiro vibes?
The cleric back in town mentioned something about Lathander.
What would you like to do?
I think there's nothing to do but approach.
Yeah.
As you walk out across this long pathway, your eyes are drawn in every which way by these roots that thread into the walls above and behind you as well. There's a gentle pulsation, kind of like a heartbeat, but it is very slow. Once every maybe 30 to 40 seconds, there is a very light of light that runs through them and twinkles and sparkles through all of these different roots. The temple itself looks in shambles. The structure looks to be maybe the front third of what would have been at one point a much larger temple. But where the walls have caved in and started to fall apart, you see roots stretching between the gaps and, puncturing from one chunk of brick into the next to hold it suspended in place, as if this area was frozen in time by tree roots. But it looks extremely out of place, and you can tell that the stonework looks nothing like the stonework of the buildings outside. The front entryway, a massive 20-foot tall entryway with no doors, leads into what would have been perhaps a grand hall that would have been used for perhaps sermons or for gatherings at one point, in a very classical stone chapel visual. And at the end of the room, there is a sort of confluence point where a bunch of these roots reach down into a series of spirals and dig into the ground to form not so much a column as sort of like the back 2/3 of a funnel shape. And there is a sourceless bit of sunlight that seems to be pouring into the center there. On the walls on either side, what is remaining at least, you see different plaques, different etchings, different writings, and it's clear that you are not the first people that have been here, but people haven't been here in a very long time.
What are they written in?
It all appears to be written in Celestial.
And what does it say?
Since I don't think anyone else in your party can read Celestial.
Not me.
Almost in order along each of the walls, and it repeats on the left wall and the right wall. Though the right wall does vanish after a point, you actually have to go back over to the left wall to complete the whole thing. You guys see Niah just kind of bounding back and forth, quickly reading through this odd, flowy, symbolic speech that none of you are familiar with. And you see it reads, "For those who seek this place, know that the morning Lord looks upon you. Beseech the morning sun, who brings life anew, and receive the beacon of light which guides the soul. Lend him your magic, that we might right wrong together."
Say, Niah was reading that aloud as they were bouncing back and forth between the placards.
The morning Lord.
People can make a religion check if they would like on that.
Sure, why not?
I'll do so at disadvantage.
Yes, you will.
A whopping 6.
Yes, you will.
6.
19.
Whopping 7.
Mmm.
I still beat Rinn.
Wow. Impressive. What'd you get?
Okay, -1. What did you expect?
I got a 9.
A 9. Okay.
13.
13.
19.
Bud, any interest in religioning?
I
You can
rolled,
say
but
no.
it was low.
Yeah, you can say no. For those of you that rolled above, I'd say a 13 or higher. The Morning Lord is also another name for the god Lathander. And Lathander is well known to deal with the rites of the dead, and his clerics are often those who deal in resurrection and deal with the bodies of those departed as well.
Niah kind of glances towards the funnel where the light comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Should I beseech it?
Yes? I think so. It seems, benevolent enough.
Alright. After a moment of composing herself, Niah approaches the funnel.
Okay.
Looking into it.
Do you see before you this what looks like a wall made of this lightly pulsing white tree root that extends out to a break in what would have been the ceiling to open sky, and sourcelessly from the darkness and the twist of roots there is just what appears to be the glowing rays of the morning sun that pours down into the area that these roots funnel to.
I get as close as I safely can.
Sure. There is very clearly, like, the stonework on the floor is sort of semicircular, and these
Okay.
roots bury into the top of this semicircle, and you can see where the light is pouring onto. There is a symbol of a sun, which your
Okay.
party mates that pass the religion check might be able to point out that this is the symbol of Lathander. But it is... The stones there are immaculate compared to everything. There is not a single crack or a single marring to the coloration.
Okay, yeah, I approach that area, but do not step onto the unmarred stone, just right before it.
Mm-hmm. Looking along the inner area of these roots, you don't seem to see anything out of the ordinary per se. It's just a lot of light. And it all focuses down in on this one, probably 10 by 10 circle.
Okay. How do I want to say that? Okay. After composing herself for a moment in Celestial, she speaks to the symbol and the immaculate stones. O Morning Lord, we seek justice for 2 souls wrongly taken, one by living disaster, another a fell hand. We beg of your aid so this justice may be.
Okay. You said you step into the circle, or?
I was going to do it from just beyond the circle.
Okay. You don't see any reaction to your words.
Okay, Niah tilts her head and steps into the circle.
And as you
First of
do,
all,
you feel the warmth of this sunlight, exactly as if it was the actual sun pouring down upon you. And you see any dust that had gathered on your outfit from your previous exploration sort of just burn off and fade away, leaving your outfit pretty spotless.
Interesting. Kind of figured you were going to say that my legend got ripped away again.
No, you're fine.
Okay, I say the same thing again.
Once again in Celestial.
Make a persuasion check at advantage for me.
Okay. 16.
16 is great. So, what are the rest of you guys doing as Niah does this?
Watching.
Just watching.
Like this,
Honestly, yeah, same.
I mean, yeah. What the fuck do you want us to do?
I'm
here?
just wondering if there's anything you guys are wanting to do. That's all.
Everyone's kind of like, whoa.
I get struck down immediately. Just smote immediately.
Synas is kind of slowly pacing the perimeter, kind of paying attention, but also looking at some of the you said there were like plaques or engravings in the area.
So those were the ones that
just...
Niah had read off that had Celestial written on them. And they do have depictions of different imagery of the Morning Lord and...
Yeah, he's kind of just...
Dre, real quick, we only heard of one dead at the village, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just off to the side on the perimeter, just kind of keeping watch a little bit, making notes.
Cool. Niah, as you say this, and your words sort of echo around the room, and none of your party understands what you say, of course, in Celestial. You feel the warmth of that sun intensify after a few more moments, as if midday sun was pouring down upon you, and a building light sort of rises through that funnel shape and spreads out into the roots in the room, and an audible hum sort of comes to the area. Very deep, very resonant humming sound. Several sort of openings in the roots appear around this funnel. 4 different holes appearing that sort of twirl, the roots sort of reaching out as if they're looking for something, and they kind of dip down towards Niah. But they just seem to be kind of reaching but not coming towards you, as if they're expecting something.
Fuck. Should we have brought the body? Are you fucking kidding me?
Shit.
Weren't we told we didn't have to bring the body, though?
Yeah.
I know, but they didn't know.
That's true.
Is that an assumption our characters can make, or at least, or do we have to roll for something? Or
You can make an intelligence check.
okay.
How smarty smart can you be?
Just a straight intelligence roll.
Can others make that?
That was
as
the
well?
wrong stat.
Anyone who's watching can...
So that would be -3, so 17.
Okay.
Roll the 17.
I'll
16.
try, but
Dirty 20 for me.
it's a whopping 6.
Nice.
Aw, yeah, nailed it.
I got 14.
14. Okay. Based on what Niah had read out to all of you, especially the lend this place your magic that we might right the wrong together.
Oh, right.
That sort of rings through your heads as potentially what this is looking for.
Fair. Can I just channel my own energy into my own spells into?
What spell would you
The
like
roots?
to cast?
Well, I was thinking more. Can I just pass it unformed spell slots? Can I just pass it? Can I just manifest my spell slots for it to take?
It doesn't seem to respond to that. It seems to be expecting spells to be cast.
Well, I mean, okay, I can do that. It probably wouldn't appreciate Hex,
It probably wants restorative magic.
which I can't do.
I got a little bit I could spare.
It brought out 4 tendrils.
Yeah.
Would that mean
I-
like casting cure or something?
Probably like cure wounds, lesser restoration, stuff like that. I'm gonna guess.
You know, I'm gonna test that assumption. I like to cast invisibility.
Invisibility, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. You vanish, but the roots don't seem to move.
Okay.
Do we need to have somebody who can do cure wounds go up there?
Yeah.
I can do
I mean,
it.
I can. Yeah.
A couple
Yeah,
of us can do it actually.
We need. Let's try casting of cure wounds or some restorative magic on one of the roots.
There's also just straight up lay on hands. That's just.
I also
pure
have
energy.
that too.
Yeah, no. I
Mine
can-
isn't
I can
very
come up
nice
and-
though.
I can give a first level cure wounds a test.
Sure.
Oh, I swear to all that's holy.
As you approach,
Specifically touching the root.
as you approach and prepare the spell, the root seems to react to it and glow, and it suddenly snaps out and wraps around your hand.
Oh,
And as it pulls back, it kind of pulls you a little bit initially and then slides off as if it was like sliding along your arm and pulling that magic straight from your hand. And in the twisting grasp of these roots, you see a little mote of energy, and it sort of slides back into the wall, and a of this light pulses out again, and the other 3 sort of reach down towards your group.
oh, they reached each of us?
Yeah. Anyone who's close enough to the circle, the roots are creeping out towards.
Sure, why not? Thava will offer cure wounds as well.
And
I'll do it too.
Can I send a mote of
Do
guiding
not.
light?
Yeah, I was
What?
like, don't shoot fire at it, please.
No, not fire.
Hands.
Yeah.
Burning hands.
burning
Just
hands.
a little benevolent little ball of light.
Yeah. Actually, I should look. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Much like what happened to Synas, Thava, these roots suddenly snap around your hand and slide back, pulling that magic from your hand. And Bud, did you say you were also?
Yes.
Does the same thing, kind of tugging your sleeve down a bit on your arm and making you stumble forward before it recedes back into the wall. And the last mote, or the last little twirling set of roots, as Rinn moves one of her dancing light motes towards it, it sort of looks, or sort of seems to look at it as much as a root can look at something. Kind of like a snake head, sort of examining it. Before you see the roots open up and it snaps around that fire and extinguishes it, and then recedes back up toward the top, and you see an orange pulse run through where it recedes back in, and that hum builds and builds until you all feel the buzzing of this deep, deep note in the floor beneath you, and the walls, little rocks seem to tumble from bits that aren't held together by roots. And there is a massively blinding flash of light that is emitted from this sourceless area above this cone. And sort of hovering in space and floating down, suspended by nothing, there is an odd, glowing, what looks like quartz crystal.
Only one?
Only one.
We have to. So. Oh.
Wait, what? Wait, how many people are we trying to revive here? I thought it was just one.
I mean, I was gonna try and revive the other person that died in the village. I mean, that's why
Yeah,
I asked.
that's fair,
That's why I
but-
asked about twin souls taken.
You see
Okay.
one floating crystal, and the pulsing energy seems to relax and the roots grow much dimmer.
Right. As it gets within arm's reach, Niah snags it, and squirrels it away.
And it sort of buzzes and almost burns your fingertips in a way, though not in any way that hurts. It's just a very intense warmth, kind of like holding one of those heat packs.
Right.
And as you put it in your pack, there is still the light glow of it through the wall of your pack. It's pure intensity. And the room sort of dies down again. The hum fades. And the roots don't go fully dark, but they grow much dimmer, casting much of your party in a very low light, save for the lights that Rinn and Izithar have. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Very nice. Very pretty.
Yes. Okay.
At just about the 3-hour mark there. Pretty close,
Okay.
at least. Yeah, a few minutes over. It's fine.
Gosh, that was such a cool, like, freaking... Like, I felt like I was in a video game when you find that really cool, like, temple.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this is so cool.
Also, Dre, I didn't want to...
Forever.
I was going to try and cast visibility on the roots.
Yeah. It didn't
Which
care.
probably would let me... Yeah, I was going to say if I didn't care.
It
but-
doesn't care.
Okay.
But thank you guys for hanging out and playing some D&D.
Mhm.
Been a
Wait,
little
we were
while.
playing D&D?
I know.
D&D.
Oh,
D&D.
Shit.
So sorry to drop the surprise on you right at
I
the
didn't
end.
get my permission slip signed. Don't tell anybody.
I
You
won't tell
didn't
your mom.
record this, right?
No, totally.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank God. Oh my gosh, I'll never find out.
We will see you guys whenever the next time is.
Oh, God.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Wow.
You guys know what that means. Good. I can't finish the bit. I got nothing.
It's our new theme song.
Yeah. Good lord. We will see you guys next time, whenever the next time is, on Dorks in Danger.
Dorks in danger!
Exactly.
It's not
that.
the same when it's not, filled with ice cream in your mouth.
What?
Sorry.